Are you going to go to the Colosseums? Are you going to ride a boat in Venice? Other than sitting in on a bench.
Right.
Well, I wanted to go to the Louvre. I wanted to go to, the Vatican. Stuff like that. That would be pretty cool to see the ruins in Athens, Angkor Wat in Cambodia.
I was about to say, Jason, that your trip is sounding very France-focused.
I expanded from France.
How many days are you going to spend in France?
3.
Wow.
No.
Probably spend about 2 weeks in France. We might spend 3 days in Paris.
Maybe more.
Yeah.
That's all very flexible, so it's hard to say.
Okay.
So here's one of the funny ones. Who will leave behind or forget their bag first?
Well, if you look at our whole relationship, I would say Jay. But if you look at our traveling experience that we've had, I was the one that lost my bus pass when we were in San Francisco.
And I said, welcome. She seriously lost like 2 or 3 things in a row, and I was like, welcome to my world.
Yeah.
She's like, this is what it's like for you all the time? I'm like, yep.
So I don't know. The whole forgetful, absent-mindedness might be rubbing off on me. I don't know.
Maybe it'll be part of your relaxed lifestyle.
Maybe, yeah.
You'll join Mr. Fast and Loose.
Yes.
Fast and loose and close, naked.
Okay, another fun question. Who do you think will be arrested or detained first?
And we're not counting your recent excursion.
I wasn't arrested.
Kind of detained, though. Partially.
You guys are in police custody. Does that count?
I think so.
Yeah, I think that's...
Yep.
Yeah.
Notwithstanding that?
Could you get out of the car?
When it was moving? No.
No, when it was stopped, did they have to open the door for you, or were you able...
Oh yeah, they didn't have you couldn't open the door in the car.
Okay.
I was in the back.
You could
So-
open the door?
No.
No, you couldn't. So you were detained.
You were detained. Sorry to say, but you were detained.
in custody. Detained.
But anyways, keeping with the funny questions, who's going to be the first to stop shaving? Be it the legs or the face or whatever you may have.
Well, you stop shaving your faces on your days off, so...
But I pick it up every now and again.
Okay.
This one.
All right. Now you might think about this one. Do you have a dollar amount as to what you've spent so far on the beginning of this journey?
Including our plane tickets?
Yep.
Yeah, everything you spent up to this moment.
Plane tickets, clothing, supplies.
There you go. $12,000.
I was gonna say around 13.
No,
About 13.
over $13,000 we spent so far.
That's understandable amount.
Our
It's, I
plane
think, 10.
tickets were almost $5,000, and
Yeah.
we bought some clothes. What else have we spent money on?
Backpack.
Backpacks, immunizations.
Yeah.
Although we did get reimbursed for that because Jay was still covered under his medical insurance.
That's awesome.
Oh, excellent.
My workplace actually paid me back to get
Immunized for our
immunized for
travels.
travels.
Nice.
Awesome.
We had to pay for malaria pills.
Yeah, that was like $200 alone on meds.
Medications.
So I'll probably be closer to 13, maybe a little more.
Okay, and carrying on with that, how much do you think the trip is going to cost you in the end? Including what you spent so far.
$12,000. We're spending no more money.
Time Well,
I think we
we're
budgeted.
hoping about 35,000.
Yeah.
Is that like total counting what you spent so far, or is that
Yeah.
35 above?
No, that's total.
You think you can do it?
We'll have to be careful, but yeah, I think we can do it.
It'll be harder in Europe, just because everything is quite expensive there. But if we find that we're spending too much money in a larger metropolis, we can always move out to the outskirts and see if that helps.
Smaller centers.
Find a cheap country and stay there for long.
Next
Learn-
question. Yeah.
Learn wacky begging signs in different languages.
Can you get busking licenses for various countries?
I don't think you need a license. All you need is a hat.
Have you? Oh, you've looked in.
What electronic devices are you taking with you?
Ooh, it's somewhat undecided, but we're taking our camera, certainly.
We have two cameras. We have a digital SLR and we have a smaller point and shoot.
Well, we don't have it yet, but it's here.
We're looking
It's here. In the city.
Sweet.
We haven't decided if we're taking an iTouch or iPod Touch or a laptop or both. Right now we don't have the iPod, so now we have a week before we go, so it'd be a fast decision, I guess.
Something we should decide on. I think we should get it regardless, personally.
And then the laptop, it's kind of, do we have room and do we want to have the hassle of always protecting it? If you're on a crowded bus, we don't want to have to worry about your laptop.
That's covered. Or dropped, or
Are you taking a hair dryer or a hair straightener?
No, I'm going on that patrol. I'm not taking a hair dryer and I'm not taking a straightener, and I'm hoping that there will be a couch surfing host out there who likes to have her hair straight too.
Good luck.
I can borrow hers.
I suggested an afro to her, but
Right, I discussed getting a perm, perhaps.
Okay. Next question. What comforts of home are you bringing with you? Like, are you bringing any creature comforts? Your favorite
Underwear.
blanket or
I'm bringing a hair conditioner.
underwear.
underwear?
Okay.
Underwear. So no more sleeping in the nude, I take it.
Are you bringing a picture of your cat?
We're actually, that's one thing that we're doing is we're taking a mini photo album, so we're gonna fill it with pictures of him. One for like memento for us, but also to show
People.
visitors or people that we're visiting with
Where we
where
are.
we come from.
So including
important to
possibly
us.
pictures from around here and maybe of a specific interviewer to possibly, probably not.
And our cats.
Okay. Who will be the first to check prices for a flight home and when?
Well, we only get to San Francisco on our round the world ticket, so I think we're both comfortable staying as long as possible. At least I am. If we still have money, then we'll just hang out in California for a while.
Dye your hair blonde and
Learn
learn
how
to
to
wave.
surf.
Learn how to surf.
I already got the short.
Do you have a final question?
No?
Is that your final question?
That was the final question.
Well, that wraps up our couples interview. Now we're going to send one of them away and ask some more personal questions.
Probing.
Maybe.